We were just talking about Japanese anime, or anime, just like this.
Right, during the music.
Right during the music here, and we came to this realization that there's stereotypes cross cultures. So, like in American culture movies, there's always like a wise black man, and there's always like the fat funny guy.
Yeah.
But in Japanese culture, there's always the old pervert. Like
It's true.
in anime.
Well, I've been watching, so I skipped the whole Dragon Ball Z generation. So I'm going back and watching it, and my gosh, that Master Roshi is terrible.
Master Roshi's a perv.
I think there's always a pervert character, because even if you look at like My Hero Academia, the purple hair guy, Grape,
Pop Off.
Yeah, Pop Off. Yeah. There's just always that overexcited
Well, even in like
character,
even in Sword Art Online, there's that whole like episode we just don't talk about.
Yeah, that was like,
you know,
that was.
Well, and then I love, like Jordan was just telling us, that there's not really like love interest. There's just very intense friendships. That happen.
Because sometimes you'll be like, wow, those characters are getting a little close to each other, and then you realize like, oh no, it's just hardcore friendship.
Hardcore friendship. They're about to kiss. Nope, my bad. They're just hardcore friends.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, all right.
But he just touched his nuts. Nope,
that's Dragon Ball.
Hardcore friends.
That is Dragon Ball. That's like, it was the 80s when that show was made.
It's a wild time.
You know,
it's a wild time.
That explains everything.
Well, it's like a really good show, but my kids were watching it, and then I'm like, do I want my kids watching this?
I know.
Like Master Roshi, like I had to like pull my daughter aside, like, listen, okay, if a Master Roshi comes to you and does that, that is not okay.
I know.
That is. Hey, that is not okay.
I mean,
you tell Daddy, and we will kill him.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways,
any good animes you're watching?
No, everybody tells me that I would like My Hero Academia.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, no. And it was here in chat. It was Beast that turned us on to that.
Yeah,
well, I've actually restarted it. Just
I've
just
already
for, like,
watched
filler.
it 3 times. That whole series, 3 times. Yeah.
How does it compare to Sword Art Online? Better, worse, the same?
So Jordan, can I take my answer?
Or Attack on Titans even?
Yeah. Well, Attack on Titan is like
a different genre.
Yeah, that's like horror anime. I don't know what you would call that. That's like
androgynous giants.
Yeah, and like just it like builds you up with characters that you get to enjoy and love, and then they just kill them like brutally, and then they're gone. In episode 3, we lose like 5 main characters,
and they're like smiling after he eats the mom,
like the abnormals, and you're like,
no, but My Hero Academia, I really like it because it's like lighthearted, but has a really good storyline of a zero to hero character,
and
literally, actually,
and some of the fight scenes are legit.
Yeah, they're very good.
They're legit.
It's really good.
Attack on Titan is much more. It's like super serious tone.
Yeah, it's super serious tone.
But Attack on Titan has Captain Levi.
I know.
Did you know the writer had to nerf Levi? He was like, I have to nerf him. And he did. I don't want to spoil, but Levi gets nerfed.
You like nerfed him in a season, in like a later season.
Well, no, so I read the manga, however you want to say it.
Manga.
And I remember one of the comments, they were like, yeah, this, because I was like, man, that like sucks, for Levi. And I remember I was reading through some of the forums or something, and someone was like, yeah, they needed to do that. He had to be nerfed. But the thing is even with him being nerfed, he's like on the level of everybody else now. Like he's still good.
Yeah. He is the badass.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he totally is. Yeah. He totally
when he beats the crap out of Eren in the courtroom, one of the greatest scenes. And everybody's just sitting there like,
Eren's kind of a little bitch though.
That's why he beat him up. That's why he beat him up.
Yeah. He needed that publicly.
Can you imagine if courts were like that? Do you think crime would go down?
Court TV would be the number one watched. Be the number one watched channel. Have the highest ratings.
It used to be called American Gladiators.
It'd be pay-per-view court television.
Yeah, the new MMA. Isn't there an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie based on that? I'm sure there is somewhere. But I really like My Hero Academia.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. It's a fun one.
You should, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's very good.
Very nice. Shout out to Super Shocker in chat who just gifted 5 XoneBros memberships.
What are you laughing at now?
In My Hero Academia, there's just this character called Lemillion, and it's one of the funniest scenes. I've never cried laughing watching an anime until I saw this. You know the scene when they first
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It is. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean. I just thought of it, and it just
started like legit laughing right there.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Legit laughing.
Super Shocker.
5 gifted subs. Thank you very much, Super Shocker, gifting the subs to the X-Men. Are we doing X-Men? Become an X-Men today.
I think we might get in trouble for
Wingman.
that.
Well, we do have Wingman already. You want to become a wingman? Wingman status. Why did we say that before the show?
Because you're just shoot by the hip.
That's what
we just roll with you, David.
Shoot by the hip kind of guy.
You're ready, fire, aim.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out. Okay, what is a name for the community? We've not called the community anything. And then we were thinking X-Men. We were thinking. What are you guys doing?
We just had a full conversation just looking at each other.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Sorry, the air conditioner is blowing really cold air like right on me.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and
I feel like we should flip this entire situation because I could have it on me all night long.
Yeah, and I asked Mark if he could move it. And then
with his eyes, and I went no with my. Well, I went. It's too hard. Well, let's just deal with it with our eyes.
Yeah, because the remote's
talking.
way
Maybe
over
you
there.
should bring a sweatshirt, Jordan.
Nah, maybe. Yeah, it is summer though.
Or should I call you Aaron?
Aaron.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, hey, thank you very much, Super Shocker. Everybody, well, I get a loyalty badge now. Let's put that sexy X wingman status for everybody. Everybody in chat, let's drop a wingman for Super Shocker. A huge shout out. Thank you to join us live every single week. You can do so over on YouTube, youtube.com/X1Bros. It's a good time. Come join us. Come hang out. A lot of people come over and they're like, you guys do not look how I pictured you.
Yeah.
So come test
That's
that theory.
either a good thing or a bad thing. Okay.
Also, if anybody's interested, don't forget to join the Minecraft realm. We
That's
had
right.
actually a lot of people join this week, and it's been a lot of fun.
How is it going? How's the progress
Plots
there?
of land are starting
Popping
to go up. Yeah.
Buildings. Has duping made its way yet?
Nope.
I don't. We're still
BD.
pre-D. BD.
You're still-
PD.
BD
Before dupe.
Before dupe.
Yeah.
And then AD.
And then AD
dupe.
after dupe. Yeah.
Yeah, everything changes once you hit AD.
Yeah, once you hit
Once
AD.
that technology hits,
Once that industrial revolution
Yeah,
takes place.
that's exactly what it is.
So,
That's actually Super Shocker. He says, I'm knee deep in Minecraft. I've actually, I think I just built the road past his house, so he's got a place to get to his house.
now, are we modeling the road as the same as the first one?
Well, so right now it's 3 wide cobblestone slab. Barbara Blake gave me a tip. The reason we use slab is because you get twice as much slab for half the material.
Nice.
So, and then eventually we'll upgrade it. We'll put the railroads on it, but I only have 2 stacks of redstone. So
A lot of people in chat
are.
are saying instead of wingman, just call them the boys.
Well, I think
that's
the
taken
joke
too.
is everything's taken like X-Men, The Boys.
Yeah.
But Wingman is like,
Wingman.
it's universal.
Wingman.
Universal.
Playing with them boys.
What?
No.
No. You're
It's
not
from
gonna
Top
do
Gun.
that anymore.
It is. Yeah.
That's from Top Gun.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's the
Playing
volleyball
with
scene.
them
Oh,
boys.
yeah.
I think that's why people are saying the boys.
I gotcha. Which, by the way, the in the new movie,
Yeah.
the beach sports scene is like one of my favorite.
I don't even know what they're playing, though.
They're playing.
Attack, defense, football.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Sounds made up.
Well, it is. They say that.
I think he says, yeah, what did he say? He
even
called
the
it, he called
commander-
it, it's fighter pilot football because you're playing offense and defense at the same time.
Even like his commander was like,
Don't you have real work to do?
yeah, he didn't believe that it was a real thing either.
Then he saw how in great shape they were, and he was like, never mind.
Leave me alone. I'll sit
Let
here.
these
It
guys
was an
play.
intense friendships
Let these
that were being
people
brought
play,
up.
I'll sit down here with you and watch.
Hardcore friendships,
Hardcore
right? Jordan?
friendships.
Hardcore
yeah.
friendships.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. You know what's cool? Game Pass. It's getting even better. Death Stranding
Yeah.
announced today.
Big
It is
deal.
coming next week to Game Pass. Game Pass for PC. It's really interesting to see Sony Interactive Entertainment
Yeah.
when that game fires on. And I'll tell you what it makes me excited for: the Kojima Xbox partnership.
Yeah, that'll be good.
It's coming now. This is coming in Game Pass for PC next week, dropping.
Yeah, it was. I'm super glad we're getting it for PC. I don't think it'll ever be on the box itself, the Xbox, but just having these games on a Game Pass for PC, big deal. I'm really excited. I'm going to be 100% honest. This game 100% is not for everybody.
Yeah, the abortion walk. Is that what
No,
we're calling
it's
this?
abortion. I don't know what you would like. Fetus UPS
fetus walk?
Express.
Fetus Express.
Well, there's
Fetus Express.
I played. I never beat the game, but I played a chunk of it back on the PS4.
Yeah.
And there's reasons why the babies are there.
Okay,
The fetuses
I'm
are there.
excited.
I mean, there's
So
some lore there.
It's cool.
It's different.
It's cool because it's weird as hell.
Yeah.
And that's what attracts me to it.
You cannot say that Hideo Kojima is not original.
You can't. You literally can't say that.
Don't you have to balance your backpack too? Like,
And ladders. I'm all about that ladder game.
you can't get it too tall, or
and-
you like start to wobble.
And keep in mind, like just like I said, this game is not for everybody. With it being on Game Pass, it's awesome that people, if they have Game Pass for PC, can just give it a try.
Look at this motorcycle with his huge ass backpack on. This is the kind of game we've been waiting for.
Well, even before this game was released, we had no idea what the hell it was. I think after we kind of still are a little confused.
Unless you've played it, you really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even the story is kind of. You're asking a lot of questions throughout. Hideo Kojima has a very specific style when he creates games.
Yeah.
Personally, it's a style I like.
I too like it. I appreciate the constant what the WTF moments, you know?
Well, and this is one of those games where, like, most of the game, but let's just say, like, the first 5 hours of the game, you're going to be in 3.5 hours worth of cutscene.
Why is his motorcycle going so slow? There we go.
You just don't want to ruin his packages.
Speed.
It's true. It's true. I mean, this is like, it's Fetus Express, David. It's a very, very strange.
No, it's cool. It's a cool world that he's set up.
Yeah.
It's very different, and you're gonna think, what?
It's like he's downing the sake, says Arctic Storm, while he's creating it. He probably is. Or he's on like shrooms or something.
But I think this game has like a 85 Metacritic, which I think is well deserved. I like this game, but I'm also,
You're and aware that it's not for everybody.
yeah. It's like when Mark first played Metal Gear Solid and that little girl started floating in front of him.
And then he was like, what's
with
this?
a gas
Why is
mask, and he
there
was like, I thought this was going to be like Jack Ryan.
Why
I
is
know.
there
I
this
thought it was like
horse?
Splinter Cell, like totally
no.
like sneaking, getting.
Well, they were
in,
sneaking,
getting out.
but there's
I
just-
know, and I played for what's crazy. The game didn't start out like that. It started out like Splinter Cell, and I play about like 8 hours until I go into this canyon, and then that's when like the girl starts floating and weird stuff happening, and then the most giant, enormous transformer gun between this robot's legs, I call him the wiener robot, comes out and starts chasing me, and like all this weird stuff starts happening, and I'm just confused because the game didn't start out like that.
No, yeah, no.
I was not expecting wiener robots to rule the world.
At the beginning, you see like a white horse, remember? You're in that hospital. Because you're in the hospital and you come down the hallway, and it's right after that
But you're like
the
super-
first weird stuff starts.
I know, but you're like delirious because he was wounded, right?
You're
And-
right. So
and
you'd be like, he's just seeing things.
he's on morphine, or
He
I don't know
just
what
has
he's on.
a head trauma.
Yeah, and so
He just has a head trauma. It's
even
gotta
in
be a
like,
head
I think that game came out around was it Doom, where you kind of have that whole in the hospital thing too, and
Yeah.
so I was like, and Doom, I guess Doom is not as normal, but it's, there's robots in that too, but I don't know, it took a left turn. And I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting the wiener robot. That just threw me off.
And that's what this game is going to be for you.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, I'm like this. You kind of
You go in
know
knowing that it's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Very
exciting, though, coming to Game Pass. I do think it shows, once again, underscoring the value that is Game Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, just so there's no confusion, it's Game Pass for PC.
Yeah,
or
not console.
Do they just call it PC Game Pass, I think now?
Game Pass for PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so it's only that it's not console. Like Jordan said, probably won't come to console. Probably a strategy thing there by Sony. But it is on PC, so very excited to jump in and play it.
It makes me, it begs the question, like...
Beg
it. Because I don't know what the deal is, because this is Hideo Kojima's game, Kojima Productions. Like, this is his game. It is published by Sony, I believe, is how it works. But I wonder, who had more pull? Was it Hideo Kojima said, "Hey, I want it on Game Pass," and he got it on Game Pass, or was it, did Sony put it there to get it to more players? I wonder what the back end thing is. Because speaking of that, more information came out about the whole Sony blocking rights stuff this week. Did you see that?
Yes.
What was it? It was a game that just came. I forget the name of the game, but it's a game by Devolver Digital.
It's that Lamb game.
Yeah, Lamb game. And I don't know if someone tweeted like, "Oh, Sony paid for blocking rights," and then the developer came out and said that's completely untrue. for that game specifically. You know, so
Yeah.
So anyway,
But Microsoft didn't say it.
No, Microsoft didn't say it.
No, it was just
the developer said that was untrue.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, "Oh, well, does Sony not play for Basically, it refueled that conversation again. But
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
well, on that
it
note,
just makes me think. Like, I wonder how
this came down?
Yeah, how this kind of came to be.
Well, on that note, it also kind of goes in line with what came out this week, that there was discovered a PC launcher for Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
So it looks like
just launched on PC though.
No, but like not a PC launcher, wrong word. PC launcher for Sony, rather, for PlayStation.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well,
it was found within.
because it's on the
it was
PC.
found within the Spider-Man code, right?
Oh, okay.
And that'll be cross-purchase.
Do you think? Interesting. I wonder if they're gonna do their own.
So let
hub.
me take you back to a time
when
the Xbox first dropped news that it was going to PC, to Game Pass. And how many different podcasts and shows and YouTube channels I watched from PlayStation people saying, why are you playing it on PC? I don't want. Give me your console. So you're not selling a console? They admitted defeat. Blah 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 blah.
Hey, to be fair, to be fair,
okay,
we were coming off of games for Windows, which was a terrible experience.
Okay, true. True doctrine.
I will throw that out.
True doctrine there. But I would just like to illustrate that I
whenever I have to download Minecraft on my PC, I have to jump through 500 hoops.
Yeah, I would just like to illustrate. I would just like to take this moment and say, ha. Xbox got crushed last generation. I mean, crushed. Sold less than half the consoles of PlayStation. And what did it force Xbox to do? It forced Xbox to step back, to reimagine and say, okay, we're in 2022. How do we push gaming forward? We're in 2020s. How do we push gaming forward to new heights? And they went this direction, and they're leading the way with this direction. 2 or 3 years later, Sony decides to jump on and go in that same direction. Just further proof, I think, that Microsoft is pushing gaming forward, and it benefits all of us as consumers.
Yeah, I agree.
I do too.
Well, especially with the Game Pass model. I mean, I think we've seen over the past couple of years that it's effective, it works, and it's super consumer friendly, and that's what people like.
Yeah.
Taking your games everywhere, via Game Pass for PC or Game Pass for console. I mean, that's just a win-win for everybody. That's why I'll be honest.
It's a win-win-win.
Yeah, that's why it's almost
you win and I win.
It's more frustrating for me when games don't have cross play or cross save as opposed to cross play. You know what I mean? Because I think you can. To be honest, I've said this before. I would rather have a cross save than a cross play, because then you can take your game anywhere. And I think that's Microsoft's game plan is well, we know it is because they've said it before. Play where you want to play.
Yeah.
Let the people play. That's always been my motto.
Let them play. Let them play. Speaking of letting them play, also on Game Pass this week, Game Pass PC, Game Pass PC, I can't talk, sorry. We're getting some old school Bethesda games over there, like Elder Scrolls Legend Battlespire, Elder Scrolls Adventure Redguard. Don't care about either of those games. But
those are the classics.
But the ones I do care about is Quake 4, Wolfenstein 3D, not so much as that one. It's a little dated in my mind, but Return to Castle Wolfenstein, I'm excited for. And then Quake Champions, baby. All on Game Pass. Actually, they're here. They're here as of yesterday.
Quake Champions is the perks, right? All champions unlocked. Because I think Quake Champions free to play, but as a Game Pass member, you get all the characters, which is a big deal.
Yep. That is correct. So I'm very, very excited.
I gotta say though, you said Wolfenstein 3D. Who cares?
No.
But I mean, but you kind of did, and I'm just gonna push back just a little bit.
Push back, please. Smack me down.
That's one of my.
Smack me down.
I think maybe the people that lived through that era will really, really appreciate that, because that's one of the first 3D games that I ever played.
Yeah, remember you just walk up to walls and press spacebar?
Yeah, that's all I did the whole time. Space. And you would find the secret levels. Yeah, God, I don't think they ever said that in that game. But no, that was, I mean, I have a lot of good, feelings killing Nazis.
Yeah.
In that game. And as a kid, that was really important to me.
No, remember there was dogs too? There was the dogs that would come after
terrible.
you.
Nazi dogs.
Yeah, the dogs were terrible. But no, I really, really like Wolfenstein 3D a lot. Probably maybe a newer generation, younger generation might not like it as much as maybe, me.
Yeah.
But I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you think first-person shooters took like the biggest leap in innovation than
I don't
other genres?
know. There's very specific points. Like we have Wolfenstein 3D.
And Doom, the OG Doom.
Yeah. And those, I think Wolfenstein came first. Doom came a little later, but Doom was so smooth how things moved around.
Was Doom not first? I thought Doom was
I think
first.
Wolfenstein was
Oh,
first.
okay, interesting.
But I mean, that's just my memory, which
I don't remember.
Do you think when
it feels like Wolfenstein was
do you
first,
think when
though.
a first-person shooter does it, it just shakes the industry more?
does
Because think
what?
about it, like
3D?
like innovates. Like look at Doom and Wolfenstein, right? It completely redefined first-person shooters. Then let's jump all the way up to the
Well,
original
what-
Halo, completely redefined first-person shooter. Then let's jump all the way to Call of Duty, which is basically kind of the standard of what we have today.
I mean,
redefined.
yeah, there are pivotal points, and I think you forgot GoldenEye.
Oh yeah, sorry, GoldenEye.
GoldenEye
Yeah,
was, I
GoldenEye
think,
was the
one of-
precursor to Halo.
Yeah, it was
dare
one of the
you.
biggest
Sorry,
ones.
sorry.
No, yeah,
How
come
dare
on.
you?
Yeah.
No, but I think what was before Wolfenstein? Like what the chat might know, but I think Wolfenstein was
What was the first-person shooter?
Yeah.
Galaga.
That's more of a
Well,
third-person bird eye
That's,
view.
yeah, that's well, the isometric. I don't know.
Contra. I don't remember. There
I think
wasn't
that's
really
after,
a first-person
right?
shooter.
I think
No, Contra was Nintendo.
maybe there was some like I don't know. I don't know of at least I didn't play it the first person shooter, but I would say Wolfenstein, then Doom. These are like pivotal points. Then Quake.
GoldenEye, and I guess even
GoldenEye.
Perfect Dark you could throw in with GoldenEye because it did GoldenEye but had better maps.
What GoldenEye? What Perfect Dark did to GoldenEye was optimized the game in so much that they made it so you could have AI bots that you could play against. And
I got it, guys. I went to the Google
what
machine.
Perfect Dark did to GoldenEye.
Unreal.
is
That's
what-
right. That's right.
Oh, you found the first-person shooter?
The first-person shooter came in 1973 with Maze War
Oh, okay.
for the Imlock PDS-1 computer installed at NASA Research Center.
yeah.
Okay, well that one doesn't count. I want to.
I really hope they remaster
Okay.
that game.
We need a remaster of that one.
Battlezone, Atari's 1980 Battlezone was the first one in the arcade, and they credit that with really the first oh, there it is too. Look at that.
I should pull this up. What webpage are you on?
This is just pcmag.com, but if you just type in the complete history of first-person shooters, Google that.
Complete history.
Yeah, then
there's-
it looks like we've got in 1991, Hungry Like a Wolf. So it was Wolfenstein first.
Yeah, that I swear that was
Look
in
at
my
that.
childhood.
Look at that.
That
I
was
remember that so well.
Yeah.
So well.
there it is.
And as
right
your
there.
health dropped, your guy's face would change.
Oh yeah, so good.
Did Doom come? How far did Doom come after that? Keep scrolling down.
I'm seeing. Let's see. This was.
Oh, there's Doom right there.
This was in '92. Yeah, and Doom.
Wait, didn't id made Wolfenstein, right? Didn't they make
Yeah.
Doom too? So they just made a bunch of first-person shooters.
I mean, when you're
So they just dominated.
Did
good at
it
first-person
make the original Doom? I think they did, right?
Yeah, they did. It's software.
Yeah. Huh. Fascinating.
Then
Did they make Duke Nukem too?
it's
Man,
the
they-
same style.
They were on a roll in the 90s.
Oh, I totally forgot.
Oh, Half-Life.
Half-Life has to be in there too.
Half-Life does have to be in the because what Half-Life did, I don't think Half-Life. Okay, people may disagree. Half-Life had good gameplay, right? I don't think it necessarily innovated on gameplay. I think what it innovated on is telling a story
very
a very
good
good story
story, yeah.
during a first-person shooter, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where Half-Life kind of put its mark on the industry, right?
And I think what it did very well, which we didn't have necessarily before, was the linear push through levels and having those levels feel very large.
Yeah,
Instead of like
yeah.
in Wolfenstein, and Doom, we went like level to level.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, loading screen, but just how.
But see, that's a part of telling that story through a first-person shooter, right? Yeah.
That's. Chat says the 1973 Maze War Anniversary Edition coming soon from Bethesda.
That would be awesome.
Man. Yeah, so we had Half-Life. That interesting. And then there's of course,
and then like GoldenEye and Halo. I think they innovated by basically bringing first-person shooters to the console, which I think at that point probably made it
then from there,
more than mainstream.
Once you hit the 2000s, that's when everything comes.
Well, and then Halo. What Halo did was made first-person shooters friendly to like it brought people together.
Yeah, well, and it introduced.
Couch.
Even if you look at Halo 2,
that brought the couch to
the
everybody.
internet, right?
Yeah, how Xbox Live came
then
about.
You had like Metroid Prime series, which was really good over on Nintendo. But I think the next big one to really change things would be Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the very first one, because that thing just exploded.
Yeah.
Which
and then Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, that's my brain just broke because I was like Modern Warfare 4, but no. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, and then you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That one like just sweetened up everything.
Yeah. And it introduced the noob tube, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have those clips of just spawning in, shooting right at the correct pixel in the sky and getting 8 kills. Yeah. And then it's interesting. It's kind of interesting to think like how often back then innovation was happening in the first person genre and how that's kind of plateaued quite a bit.
See, and that's
but we went from the next transition, or the most recent, I think, is Battle Royale, right?
Yeah, and that
But then the most recent transition from that is like Tarkov style.
But are those changing the genres or just adding more game modes?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, that is definitely an evolution of first person shooters, but I don't think we have like the powerful disruption that a good first person shooter did, like Call of Duty, like GoldenEye, like
Doom,
Half-Life,
Wolfenstein.
Like those were extremely pivotal going forward.
Well, and then I wondered, and that's what I wonder, is there any other genre where that, I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously you can follow like where RPGs just like they innovated in the RPG space, right? You can World of Warcraft innovated in the MMO space, right? And that the World of Warcraft model is like the standard now, as opposed to the old Ultima Online or EverQuest.
Yeah.
I would even say Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 1, to that respect, innovated a little bit more on what World of Warcraft. But that's what do you think the first person shooter has been the most innovative in the gaming industry? You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I mean, let's take RTSs. I mean, look at speaking of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Tides of Darkness was extremely. I mean, we had Age of Empires. We have Tides of Darkness come out, and then StarCraft, and those were so pivotal, but that no one else competed.
What would you say was more innovative, StarCraft or StarCraft 2? Because StarCraft 2 basically perfected StarCraft.
Yeah, but StarCraft is more innovative.
You think
I would say because
you created the foundation for what StarCraft 2
it would be. I mean, StarCraft to StarCraft 2 is the same as Modern Warfare to Modern
Warfare 2. It was just it was refined. It was a more
it's like asking what's more innovative, Overwatch or Overwatch 2.
Well, they innovated how they do sequels. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting when you think about like pivotal gaming developers, Blizzard has been extremely pivotal on their games. Whenever they have previously, I wouldn't say necessarily now, but whenever they attack a game and a genre, the industry shifts.
Yeah.
Previously.
Well, just look at what they did with World of Warcraft, right? Like when World of Warcraft came out, it was considered a more accessible MMO. That may not be the case by today's standards, because people are, they look at it and they're like, oh man, it takes forever to level, and look at this, there's no dungeon finder, this and that, right?
Character.
But when that came out, compared to, let's just do Ultima Online and EverQuest, it was there was basically like the death mechanic was just so much simpler. You die, you spawn as a ghost, you go revive at your body, right? Like it was just, everything was so much more streamlined, and it was basically a bunch of quality of life stuff,
What about go ahead.
I was going to say, even just looking at Overwatch, when Overwatch came, the first Overwatch, hero shooters came back,
Yeah. What about the Battle Pass, though? Don't you think the Battle Pass is that earth-shaking moment in gaming history?
Sure. I guess that would be the case, but
The
that
latest
was
one, right?
That
New
would
way to
be,
monetize, right?
Yeah,
but
but I don't know if that necessarily is genre related. That's more industry standard
Yeah.
related as far as
Who was the first battle pass? I want to say Fortnite, but I think they were just the first popular battle pass.
Let's
Or battle
go to the
pass that
Google machine. Here we
right?
go. I'll find it.
I mean, I guess the first battle pass, if you look at like how things evolved, I guess it started out kind of loot boxes, right, and then evolved into battle pass and
Dota 2.
Dota 2. Okay.
One of the first known examples of a battle pass concept
But see,
was
one
Dota
of.
2.
So Psychotic in chat.
In 2013.
Interesting. He's bringing up CD Projekt Red being considered as a genre defining developer with
would
Witcher.
CD Projekt be ready?
So sort of. I think Witcher 3 is what I believe he's referencing.
Yeah.
I would say
It didn't change.
Well, I think what it
it
did
didn't
is
change
is
the
it made-
RPG mechanics, though.
well, not necessarily, but it made storytelling with side quests more important than I took an arrow to the knee, and just like side quests for the sake of side quests.
Yeah.
What it did very, very well was made everything you did as a character enhance the story you're playing. And I think up until that point, the developers didn't necessarily care too much about the side tasks.
I feel like a game like Oblivion and then even more so Skyrim maybe did more for the open world RPG
Sure.
genre because of what Skyrim allowed you to do what you want, right? I think CDPR took that with Witcher 3 and basically threw a bunch of steroids at it. Because not only can you do whatever you want, but your side quests can impact main story, like the interconnected web you have in that game and how the world reacts to you is just
a lot of if-then statements.
yeah, there's so much you can do in Witcher 3. So I would almost say Witcher 3 innovated off of like a Skyrim design,
Sure.
or took that to the next level.
Well, I think we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago about, I think I mentioned this about how Rockstar, one of the reasons I felt
Yeah.
that the open world has become stale a little bit is because we haven't had a Grand Theft Auto in a decade. And I think that Rockstar is one of those developers like Blizzard.
Yeah.
We could consider CD Projekt Red and Witcher 3, but they are one of the developers that shift the industry and push things further. Even I kind of always leave Red Dead Redemption out of that just a little bit because of how serious that game is.
Well, and it's really just Western Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but what they did with the engine that they had, and when you look into kind of the problems that they were running into with, for example, Shadows. This is a game that came out, I believe, before ray tracing, and how they were dealing with shadows going on the trees and how they move across was extremely innovative. There's a lot of you could go on and learn a lot about that stuff. But what Rockstar did with Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'll even say Red Dead Redemption 1 with the horses and how the muscles flexed and how they moved around. You still to this day,
Red Dead Redemption has the best horse.
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
horses
in
out
any
there.
game.
You ride another horse, there's no comparison.
There's
Even
not.
real life, you're like, this horse isn't.
Yeah,
doesn't look like
sucks.
it is.
It's not that cool.
This is not that realistic.
No, but I think when we get Grand Theft Auto 6, we're going to see another shift. This is my prediction. We're going to see just a groundbreaking game that just shifts the genre further, pushes it further. And I think it comes down to getting these developers to release their games.
Can we go back to Witcher?
Yeah.
Do you think, question for you, do you think Fallout and Skyrim was more influential on that genre than Witcher?
RPG.
Like
Yeah,
open world
or
RPG.
Open world RPG. Don't you think Witcher is just a small evolution in that direction? They just perfected it, but they didn't change the genre as much as like a Fallout.
No, that's what we said. I
Morrowind
think
did.
they took I think Witcher 3 took Skyrim and just what I say, throw a bunch of steroids at it because it's Skyrim, but the next level.
Oh,
You know
okay,
what
I
I
missed
mean?
that part, yeah.
It's the way you interact with side quests, the way how some side quests interact later down the road, like that world. Witcher 3 felt more like I felt like I was making an impact in the world of Witcher 3 by what side quests I was doing, what towns I was deciding to save. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to, I don't want to say Skyrim is static, but it felt more static than
How about this?
The Witcher 3.
Psychotic asks, would Counter-Strike be genre defining for
Actually,
an
it
FPS?
probably would because when was the first Counter-Strike? late 90s,
Yeah.
early 2000s.
And that
Definitely in the competitive scene.
that did a lot for optimizations. How optimization is important in PvP. Because I think before that we were running at like 12 frames per second.
No, I would even argue Counter-Strike innovated on the competitive scene.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of pro players started on Counter-Strike. Yeah. I would say, like, I would put this out there, 80%. 80%. I don't know about today, but...
Well, I know, like, a lot of the big streamers, like Summit was a Counter-Strike player.
Yeah.
You know? Shroud, obviously, you know.
That was like the Wild West of first-person shooters. The Octagon.
The Octagon.
It just made great players.
Cornucopia. Well, very good. Good discussion. Anyways, this all got started because Bethesda's coming back, giving us their old school titles here on Game Pass for PC. Very excited for that. Very excited to see that come to fruition. Guys, I've been playing Sonic, by the way, Sonic Colors.
Yeah.
Can I just say, the level design in that game is just fun. If you want a pure fun game, I've talked about it a couple shows ago. Sonic Colors it's on Xbox. It's so good.
You have to buy it?
Yeah, I got it on sale for $10.
It's frustrating when you got to buy things now, isn't it?
I know. I mean, what are we?
We're technically paying a lot of money, or we're paying a good chunk of money for Game Pass, but you don't notice it.
Game Pass, or not Game Pass. It was on sale for I got it for $10. So I don't know if it's still on sale, but the level design is just blowing. You have to unlock different regions, and as I unlock them, I'm blown away at the level design. It's and just fun. It's pure fun. Pure fun and joy. On pure fun and joy note, Jordan, tell me a little about your fantasy tower.
Oh. Just end it right there. Tell me about your fantasy.
No, just
Fantasy
like the rest of the world, I started playing Tower of Fantasy.
Yeah, Tower of Fantasy. Yeah,
it's on the PC and mobile, so it's not on Xbox. So I actually don't know why you brought it
for
up.
those. Well, because we play games on the PC.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess. Yeah.
Oh, Jordan, you want to know what my fantasy is right now? I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, it's it's a really fun game. It's a gotcha game, so take that for what you will. But and it's probably spying on all my computer files.
Yeah. With those kind of games, you need a burner computer.
But
whatever. I've got TikTok,
but I've been having
so
fun.
whatever. I've got TikTok on my phone. I'm already compromised.
Yeah, when things start going weird, I just unplug the hard connection.
Disconnect.
Airplane mode. Yeah. That's the equivalent is the airplane mode on your phone.
So but it's been really fun. I mean, if you enjoy anime MMOs, it's a good one.
Boob physics, solid.
Very. They're
Actually, not solid.
See there. I think the animators just study Jello.
Yeah.
Physics of Jello.
No, a lot of it came out this month. A lot of big streamers and big YouTubers have been playing it. That's actually how I found it. I actually knew nothing about the game until a couple people that I watched stream on YouTube. And
is it free to play?
Yeah, it's a gotcha game. So it's basically you'll pay for stuff later. So but
contact list.
I learned this, by the way. Did you know that in Korea, play to earn games are illegal? So play to earn is illegal, but they can pay to win you to death over there.
Really?
Yeah, can you believe that? Did you know? Yeah, it's illegal.
What?
But pay to win is that's the Korean model.
Oh yeah. That's why that's why everybody gets worried when Eastern games come over. They're like, "Oh, is it going to be pay to win?" Because that's they love that model.
They love that stuff.
I don't think people understand.
In their gaming.
I think the West is in the minority of, hey, let's pay for a game once and then that's it.
Yeah.
The rest of the world is like, no, let's keep paying to win.
No, you want to level up, and you can press that level up button. Go press the level up button. See what happens. You press the level up button. Sorry, this is going to cost you $4.99.
And they eat that stuff up, man.
Yep, done. This is so much fun.
Yeah, no, that's half the fun. Just getting your credit card.
Make not logical sense that it would make sense if pay to win was banned there as well. Then at least there's some consistency.
Well, they still have pay to play, right?
Yeah, but but pay to win. The fact that it just makes no sense to me. Korea has banned play to earn. Have you played any of their games? They take advantage of you all the time.
At the very least, ban both of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It
doesn't make logical sense.
That is weird. Why ban one and not the other?
Yeah.
And why ban the one anyway? So
It doesn't
play to earn would be like.
They probably consider it gambling, I would imagine.
Yeah, it probably falls under a gambling.
But how
law,
is
right?
that gambling? But leveling up my character in Black Desert Online to a point where I now have to buy all of your packs.
Let's be honest. So let's take like the European laws, right? Like there are certain countries that you're not allowed to do gambling. So what do companies do? Going back to Blizzard, instead of calling it a loot box, they just give you 6 currencies which do the same thing. Like you're paying the same the same risk. They're just renaming it, rerouting it.
They just technically don't do it.
I mean, how many Apex coins do we have?
Now I will admit, some countries, I think it was, I don't know what country, was it like Norway or something, completely like banned Diablo Immortal because they were like, wait a minute, this still falls under the gambling laws, you know?
Do you think though that government people are like, you know what I did? I played Diablo Immortal. That needs to be banned here in Norway.
Or whatever. I don't know if it's Norway. I know there was 2 countries where
there's just one senator who got burned.
Okay, it's like,
and then he pushes the whole thing.
Can you imagine? We're going to get to a point where like a political campaign. Oh, I can't wait till we get to this point. Like a political campaign would be like ragging on, let's say, I don't know, Diablo. And the response from his opponent will be, hey, man, get good.
Dude, no. I think, it might be the point we're going to be voting on people. We're going to vote for people
who profiles.
No, we're going to be voting on people depending on which console they play.
Yeah,
and what their achievement score is.
Yeah, I'm a PlayStation guy. Vote for me.
You know, the Nintendo guy's going to win. They got the most vote. Yeah, they got it in the bag.
Does the Nintendo guy?
And you just like that guy. You know, you're like, that's a nice guy.
But I feel like the Nintendo guy, you know, is like a behind the scenes man. He's not running for.
Yeah, he's vice president. You're right.
Yeah, he's probably like, vice president. Everybody likes him.
Yeah, Nintendo's solid there. He's vice president, right? Because everybody likes him. Everybody wants him on their team.
Yeah, you're behind.
He does have a sketchy past.
Yeah,
a little sketchy past. He's the guy that smiles at you while screwing you.
So well, so it's going to be like this. So like here, what is it? Here in America, we have Republican and Democrats.
Yeah.
We're going to have Xbox and PlayStation. That's going to be the new political party. And PC,
Master Race.
Those are going to be the new political parties.
It'll be blue, green, and red. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But those debates.
Imagine those debates.
Your concerns. You're concerned about paying too much for games. Well, we've got Game Pass. I fully support that type of model. I think it's great. And on the
we
other
are
side,
for the people.
On the other side, will be like, my opponent.
Pay to play.
My opponent.
Pay to win.
Yeah. My opponent wants to destroy gaming with this Game Pass. This is taking advantage of developers. This is taking advantage of workers. And that'll be the debate.
I would watch those debates.
Yeah, we should do mock presidential debates.
Genius. Let's do it.
Do you think the world would be a better place if that's, you know?
I think it would. Have you been in gaming forums? It would be worse.
Yeah, the world would be Reddit. Yeah.
Reddit's not even that bad. Twitter.
And then have the red shirt guy come up. Is this like some off-season April Fool's joke? When you Q&A with the audience?
In my previous job, I got sent pictures of wieners when we made an update that people didn't like.
Yeah, that is funny. Like, I want to know the thought process of that complaint. You know, like, I get complaining. You know,
that person is either laughing, like,
yeah. And see, I feel like that's okay because you're like, that's funny. All right, you're just having fun. Right?
Sending a picture of a wiener is pretty hilarious.
You might need to give context because
So I in my previous job, I would have to review all of the like incoming stuff sent to us.
You were like community management type thing.
Yeah, it was community manager. And whenever we make a change, like you just get some hate mail.
And a lot of that hate mail was
wieners. I became an expert. Different sizes, types.
You're like, huh?
Like, the mentality of that though, like
no. So like I said, there's two. There's the funny guy that's like,
hey, watch this.
Yeah, watch what I'm going to do.
But he'd probably send it no matter what. You know what I mean? Yeah.
He sends it not out of a sense of animosity.
Yeah, he just sends it because it's Friday.
A sense of whimsical fun and adventure.
And that guy you can respect.
I can respect that. He's just out for a good time. The guy that's doing it out of anger, though, that's a dude you got to watch out for.
Trying to prove a point.
Yeah, he's like, that is...
Just imagine, like...
What? That is it. I'm gonna
Zip.
take that.
Yeah.
It's my wiener.
Like, I don't understand that. I don't.
I hope
Understand.
I hope this fully expresses my anger. There's a picture of my wiener.
That's the gaming community right there.
Yeah, Matt. That's
Let's just say the questions will be
Well, just-
screened when you have those
Yeah.
debates.
Just imagine like what the Call of Duty developers were getting when they changed like the map or something from Warzone or
Can
nerfed
you
a weapon.
imagine? No.
Imagine the pictures they're getting.
Call of Duty's nothing. League of Legends.
Oh yeah, imagine any MOBA game, Dota, right? Like,
League of
Yeah,
Legends.
can you imagine some of the stuff they get?
Think how they treat new players. Now imagine like the nerfs and buffs and debuffs going on in that game. You're gonna make someone mad, and those people are angry people.
yeah. Well, and guys, look, just for everybody listening, it's okay to criticize. Just use your words, not your body parts.
Yeah.
Like, and use nice words.
That could be a
constructive,
good t-shirt.
right? Like, it's okay to
Use
criticize.
your words, not your body parts.
Yeah. It's okay to criticize. Just be constructive about it. You know.
Yeah. Always interesting. Can you imagine like a town hall?
That's what I would love. I would love the open forum discussion of like,
excuse me. Yes. How do you feel about a 100 level 6-month battle pass? Are you pro or against?
yeah, and then have the opponent. He never 100%ed that game.
He never 100%. This guy
You know
doesn't
what it would
his
turn
head. He's
into?
never played a battle pass
You know what
game.
it would
He's
turn
lying to
into?
you.
They would just be like, "That's it." They would. Someone would throw down a mic and just say, "That's it. 1v1 me. Hang him high right now.
Hang him high.
Yeah, 1v1 me. Halo 2. Hang him high right now."
Yeah. My opponent here clearly
Is a controller
Or what
player.
it would be 1v1 me
player.
Rust
He
right
likes
now.
aim
Call of Duty.
assist. Okay, this guy over here likes aim
He's
assist.
a controller player, right? Yeah.
Okay. Let's say presidential candidates.
1v1 me
Let's say
Rust.
politicians were based on genre of gameplay. Which genre wins?
RTS. They're just too
Oh,
smart.
they're strategic.
RTS?
Yeah.
yeah, they're the chess players.
But they're not charismatic, though. I feel like they wouldn't be charismatic.
They would hire someone to be
Yeah.
charismatic.
They
for
would
them.
be smart enough to know that.
It would be RTS. You don't think it's a quick twitch shooter?
No.
Okay, let's.
Because they're
let's
quick on
actually
their
think.
feet.
That's like your Secretary of State.
quick
you
on
know?
your feet.
I don't know.
Sports
'cause
gamer.
you have.
It's not a sports gamer. They're too
Do
too
the
laid
people
back.
do the people want charisma or do the people want policy? Because that's what it comes down to.
Nobody wants policy.
Okay, then RTS loses.
Yeah, RTS is the think tank. They're the think tank.
Yeah, they are. They
guys.
really are. They're the what would you call them? Like the Joint Chiefs or something? They're the
they're
guy.
like-
They're the
They're the think tanks. That's it.
the interns.
The lobbyists.
The lobbyists.
No, the lobbyists have to have good charisma, don't they?
I feel like it's first
In
person.
my limited experience.
I feel like it's first person shooter. A first person shooter player.
Yeah. Well,
Or,
they
or an MMO guy. Also, I think that
because
comes
he's
down to those
they're
two.
dedicated.
Both those two genres.
I would prefer to have an MMO guy in office because he's staying there for 46 hours.
You know he's grinding.
he's grinding.
All right, he's going to level up that office. That could be your slogan. I'm going to grind so hard for you, America.
Grind in America.
America has yet to reach level cap. I'm going to get you there. We've not got to end game yet.
Man, can this
Yeah,
happen in my lifetime?
Your foreign.
I want this to happen in my lifetime.
Actually, that would work because your foreign policy is just rep grinding, reputation grinding. That's all foreign policy is.
Rep guy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, your city management has to have a lot of experience in city skylines for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Watch those taxes.
The guy in charge of what's the flight, the FFA or FA, the whatever. He's your flight simulator guy.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I think an MMO guy wins.
Yeah, I do. I think you're right. Yeah,
'Cause he's a
he's
grinder.
dedicated. Yeah,
He knows.
he doesn't mind putting the hours in.
Yeah, he's
Bathroom.
grinding. Now, does he have to be? Is he?
He does not-
Okay, but now let's break it down one more niche here. Does the PvE guy only win, or does the PvP guy only win, or do you got to have a little bit of both?
I think the PVE guy, because the PVE guy is willing.
He's got to
He's
put
willing to
together
go kill
guilds.
boars for weeks.
Yes,
and
PvP to an
clans.
extent, but the PVE guy is willing to grind for hours on end for little to no acknowledgement.
Yes, he's not. Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I think we figured that out.
But does he win the presidency? He might be the better president, but does he win it?
I think he wins. I think the people will see. You're like, yeah, that guy.
You think Joe Biden plays World of Warcraft? I bet you Trump plays League of Legends. right? He's a great trash talker. I bet you he's a League of Legends guy, just for fun.
You got to be good at trash talking if you play a MOBA. You got to be on your feet.
What do you think Joe Biden plays?
Maple Story?
Maple Story? No. I feel like
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Yeah.
I feel like he's like a Peggle kind of dude.
He could be.
He could be a Peggle
I can see him playing
guy. I
Peggle.
imagine him being more of a phone gamer, a mobile gamer.
phone
More of a mobile gamer. I think he's more of a mobile gamer. I think he's more of a mobile gamer.
Well, I think everybody over 60 is, right?
Yeah.
For the most part, I have seen some very good players, but yeah.
I wonder if anyone has compiled like all of the trash talk in League of Legends. I bet you could just.
I don't think the internet can handle that.
I bet you.
That's
could
a lot of power, David.
I bet you could just record your screen as a new player in League of Legends and get some of the most hilarious content. Don't you think so?
Actually, guys, fun fact: a YouTuber by the name of the Act Man, really good YouTuber. Check him out. He just came out with a video this week about trash talking. It is great. One of his better videos.
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it's really good. So.
Let's go to Super Chats. Psychotic writes in and says, Crusader Kings, only with politicians, keep the great convo going. Crusader Kings, what if, one epic Crusader Kings match, you got to be alone in a hotel room, locked away, and that's how our leadership is decided. Whoever dominates Crusader Kings.
It's just this at the Holiday Inn in one of those like.
But that's kind of
the person who wins is going to be the most ruthless tyrant that we've ever had.
Yeah, you kind of have to be like. It's not like you're diplomatic. You're like murdering your family in that game.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how we should determine our leaders.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There was what was that show that everybody liked about politics on Netflix? Kevin Spacey, House of Cards.
Oh, House of Cards.
That was very Crusader King-ish.
That dude's ruthless.
I guess that's
he got to the top.
Yeah, he pushed a girl he pushed the girl he was doing into the train. I'm done with you. Death.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to. I don't think I'll ever run for politics.
What game do you think Kevin Spacey's character played?
Oh, he's a Crusader King.
He's a total Crusader King player.
For fun. All right, well, let's move on. Let's get to some questions. To submit a question, you can do so every single week. Here, live in chat for our super chats, you can submit a question. And then also over on our Discord or discord.com? No, it's XoneBros.com/Discord. You can get to our Discord. R56 Cooper writes in and says, with Death Stranding coming to PC Game Pass, do you think this opens the door for more Sony console exclusives to come to PC Game Pass? And what other games would you like to see surprise announcements on PC Game Pass? Well, if you remember, on Game Pass is MLB The Show, which is also a Sony Interactive Entertainment game.
But they didn't call the shots on that.
No, that was MLB.
Yeah, that was MLB. See, and I wonder. See, I don't think so, because that's what I brought up earlier. I wonder who made more of a push for it, Hideo Kojima or Sony. You know what I mean? Because I don't think their relationship is like exclusive. You know what I mean? I think it's like a Bungie thing. How Sony owns Bungie, but it's not exclusive type thing. You know?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Well, so I don't think we'll see God of War on Game Pass.
No, I don't think so either. I think what we're going to see, like we talked about earlier, is PlayStation will have its own PC launcher, and they are going to be doing something similar.
So. Yeah, that's going to be interesting, actually. Very interesting. I hope they do it.
I mean, God of War is already on PC. I almost bought it like 2 weeks ago.
God of War is a good one. Like if you want to learn how to raise your son, God of War is a great game to play. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
It's a great Father's Day gift.
It really is. I
love that game.
It's actually a very good, like, jokes aside, it's actually a very good story about
responsibility,
about parents and children. Like it's really good.
Oh man, you're making me want to get that again.
Have you played that?
No,
it's really good. I would recommend getting it on the PC.
Right, maybe I'll get it. Yeah. Maybe I'll get it. Yeah, there you go. Great question, R56 Cooper. I think we're not going to see any more of this. I think it's going to be PC will have its own, or PlayStation will have its own PC launcher. So. Barbara Blake writes in and says, I love Sea of Thieves, but I hate when they require you to join with random crews to complete an event. The latest event requires you to team up with other crews to complete it. Last time this happened, Jordan the Man and I got screwed. Why, as a developer, would you think it's a good idea to force... This is like a Barbara Blake rant here. Why, as a developer, would you think it's a good idea to force you to play with people you don't know to complete their game? The internet is full of jerks, and we talked about that earlier. And I'm uncomfortable as... a 40-year-old man potentially being paired up with 12-year-old kids. Why does Rare keep doing this?
This is interesting. This is the age-old question because this happens a lot in the MMO space, especially when it like World of Warcraft, Dungeon Finder, Raid Finder. When Dungeon Finder and Raid Finder were first released, I thought, oh, this is good. Then people can play the content, you get all this. But what it's led to has ultimately been, in my opinion, not good because it's taken away a lot of social aspect of the MMO.
Because previously to that, you had to meet people in the world, become friends with them, and then let's just talk about like looking for like dungeon grouping. Like I can at least live with that. Raid Finder, that's where you kind of get the because I used to think like, oh man, I wish Destiny would do a Raid Finder matchmaking. Why not? But it forces you, if you want to use that word, to either join a guild, find a community to play with, and then it forces you to have that social interaction. Now, there's arguments on both sides, right? That's why it's the age-old question of what's better. I think the reason Rare is doing it is to build that community social aspect because that's what it'll do. It'll like in World of Warcraft, it forces you to like meet up with players, play with them, and then that playing with those players, and this has happened to me in Warcraft, may end up you guys may be friends for a while. They stay on your friends list. You play with them for years to come, right? Yeah.
It can build that social community that you want. On the other side, forcing players to do an activity a certain way they don't want to do it is a downfall to that player, right? So I mean, it's a hard question. Is there a happy medium? Probably. I'm not smart enough to figure it out, but
That's the responsible answer. My answer is it's bull. I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
So you're with Barber Blake on this,
absolutely, 100%. This I get these vibes like because weeklies and dailies kind of they're related to this. Having a daily or a weekly force me to play a game mode that I hate is disgusting.
Yeah.
I only have so much.
That's a strong word. Disgusting.
It's disgusting. Yeah. I absolutely hate it. In Hearthstone, for example, although they probably do it best because they let you change the dailies a little bit.
Yeah.
You have one change per day. It's better, but I feel like for my weeklies, the first 5 days of the week, I'm trying to get rid of Battlegrounds. It's a genre that I personally do not like. I know a lot of people like it. That's fine. But I personally do not like, and it's disgusting when I have 3 of my weeklies, the only 3 that I have, all Battleground weeklies. And I can only change one per day. I really, really find Halo's dailies gross because of that same reason. Being forced to play certain game modes that you dislike. If I had 10 hours a day to play, maybe I wouldn't care so much. I would be like, okay, I'm just going to grind these 2 hours that it takes to get these done. When they do their events too, it's just, I think developers should simply stop doing it. I think it hurts. What it has done for me is it has made me stop playing Halo. Yeah. And I don't think that's what dailies are supposed to do.
That's not
or
the intention.
Events.
No, it's supposed to actually keep you in the game.
Yeah, and so I just give up and I say, okay, screw it. And this is like with Blake, what he's going through, he probably it's such a turnoff to
do that. Yeah. Great question. Thank you very much, Barbara Blake, for writing in, and thank you very much everybody for joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you for being here today. That does us for today's episode. Sorry for cutting it short, but I do have to run. Everybody, thanks for being here. Fun discussion. See you in Discord. See you in the world of Xbox. Maybe Jordan will see you in his fantasy. His tower fantasy.
Tower fantasy, yeah.
I hear there's great physics there.
There's just jello physics. So we'll call it for now on. Everybody, thank you much. Rate, review, and subscribe to us, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.